the honourable member for Kitchener South Hespeler.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank my other colleagues that have presented before me. Madam Speaker, I rise today to address motion M111, which seeks to recognize the contributions of Mennonite Canadians in building Canadian society by recognizing the second week of September as Mennonite Heritage Week. Madam Speaker, it is well known that Canada is one of the most diverse countries in the world. Canada is home to approximately 200,000 people of Mennonite faith. Ontario and Manitoba have the largest Mennonite population in the country, with 58,000 and 44,000 Mennonites respectively. Canadians and Mennonite faith have contributed much to Canadian history and the overall fabric of Canadian society. Many Mennonites have received international recognition for their work and established themselves as leaders in Canadian communities. Mennonite Canadians continue to leave a lasting mark on our diverse national fabric in every aspect of Canadian life, strengthening Canada in the process. They are prominent in Canadian film, television, radio, broadcasting, newspapers, and magazines. They are active in political life at all levels of government. If you would allow me, Madam Speaker, I would like to quickly speak about a few Mennonite Canadians who are currently reshaping Canadian society, while also introducing the world to Mennonite Canadian heritage and culture through their work and art. Donna Friesen is an Emmy Award-winning Canadian journalist with a career that spans both Canada and the world. Her hard work and determination has led to many successes, such as winning a Gemini Award in 2011 for the Best News Anchor. Traveling the world, she has been able to tell us many stories that have touched our lives as Canadians. She is one of the country's first female news anchors to lead the nightly newscast. Howard Dyke is a Canadian conductor and broadcaster. He has had a long, distinguished career in classical music, receiving honors such as Artistic Director of the Grand Philharmonic Choir and Chamber Singers, Conductor of the Bach-Elgar Choir of Hamilton, and Diamond Jubilee Medal in 2012. Miriam Taves, a celebrated Canadian author, writer, and actor, is best known for her work such as Complicated Kindness and All My Punny Sorrows. She has won a number of literary prizes, including the Governor General's Award for Fiction and the Writers' Trust Angeli Findlay Award, and her body of work. She is a two-time finalist for the Scotiabank Giller Prize and a two-time winner of the Rogers Writer Trust Fiction Prize. Her work explores the challenges, notions of patriarchy, family, and community, using her Mennonite heritage as the anchor for her work. Dr. Henry George Friesen is a Canadian endocrinologist, a distinguished professor at the University of Manitoba, and the discoverer of human prolactin, a hormone which is best known for enabling the production of milk in mammals. He is a recipient of the Canadian Gardner Award, International Award in recognition for his contributions to fields of biochemistry, physiology, and pathosociology. The President of the Treasury Board, practicing doctor and politician, has earned much acclaim. As a doctor, my esteemed colleague has worked in Canada and abroad to address the issues of social inequality and enhance opportunity for individuals that improve their socioeconomic outcomes. Her work to promote global health includes funding a grassroots response to the global HIV epidemic in 2004. Give a day to the World's AIDS Challenge, Canadians to raise money for people affected by HIV. She was also instrumental in the launch of Ethiopia's first family medicine training program through her work with Toronto Addis Ababa academic collaboration. And not to mention, she was raised in my riding of Kitchener South Hespeler. Finally, James Reimer, a professional NHL goaltender currently playing for the Florida Panthers. He made his NHL debut with the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2011. Reimer plays for the Canadian internationally and first represented our country in the 2011 World Championships. Despite immigration to Canada in the 1870s and being key contributors to building our nation, Mennonites experienced discrimination and adversity due to their customs, habits, modes, and living and practices. Remembering our past provides us a moment of pause to think about how we see ourselves as a nation in the world today. The first Mennonites to Canada arrived in the late 18th century, settling in southern Ontario and Manitoba, and moving into the prairies and the Northwest Territories. Today, Canadians of all ethnicities take part of Mennonite beliefs, practices, and traditions. Early Mennonites to Canada were Dutch, German, Russian, and American. They came to Canada for the promise of land, culture, education, autonomy, and guaranteed exemption from military services. After the World War, many religious groups were refused entry into Canada under the Immigration Act due to their customs, habits, practices, making it hard for Mennonites. Today, we recognize that Mennonite settlements in the West were instrumental in the development of our nation. There is a wide scope of worship, doctrine, traditions among Mennonites today, and there are many types of practicing Mennonites. Some avoid all forms of technology, live traditionally, while others use modern machinery and electronics. They are Canadians living and practicing their beliefs in a manner consistent with their community ideals. In 1988, Canada became the first nation to proclaim a Multiculturalism Act. The Act requires that we continually safeguard equality for all Canadians in all economic, social, cultural, and political aspects of their lives. Our multicultural heritage is about more than just commitment to welcoming diverse people from around the world. It is a commitment to principles of equality, freedoms, grounded in human rights and enshrined in our legislative framework, including the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms and the Canadian Multiculturalism Act. A little connection to my riding, Madam Speaker. In 1857, the Hessler part of my riding was named after Jacob Hessler, a native of Württemberg, Germany, an immigrant and entrepreneur, established many successful industries in my riding in Hessler. Also, many Mennonites came from many areas in the United States, but particularly in Pennsylvania, and settled around in southern Ontario in my hometown city of Kitchener, which at the time was named Berlin. It drawed as many immigrants from Germany, around 50,000 to the region, and continuing well into the years and after the war as well. Also, I wanted to mention some of the names that you would see in my riding. Some of the local names that you may see in certain areas would be Bechtel, Ebes, Herbs, Weavers, and Cressman. And actually, one of the employer that I had in my first summer job in construction was a gentleman that owned a company, and his last name was Cressman. So he had his cultural ties and his heritage was linked to Mennonites. So I had the privilege of working with him, and it was great working under and seeing how he helped build our community in Waterloo region. Diversity, Madam Speaker, is a core component of our Canadian identity. The historic and contemporary contributions of Mennonite Canadians are a vital part of the diversity and social, economic, political fabric of our country. Finally, Madam Speaker, I'd like to thank all Canadians of Mennonite heritage for their commitment to building of this great nation. Celebrating our interconnectedness and many unique communities and cultures that thrive here gives us a chance to discover what we all share in common. This allows us to fully appreciate the values of our differences. In celebrating our diversity, we learn about our common struggle and our shared values. We learn how far we have come, but also the hurdles that we must overcome. And I want to thank the member for bringing this motion forward. It's a great motion, and I'll be happy to support it. Thank you, Madam Speaker.